When they want to choose their platform should fit within their business ecosystem. Does it integrate with their other existing tools? If you go and get the best tool in the market, but it doesn't work with the rest of your tools, it's useless. We want to make things automated, so that we have more time to do the things that we love to do and it's more impactful to the work that we do. Integration is number one.
Welcome, entrepreneurship innovators. Today we have Anahita, a seasoned entrepreneur with over 2 decades of invaluable experience. But Anahita is not just your average tech guru. She's a wizard, specializing in simplifying the complex world of technology for non-techie entrepreneurs. With her deep expertise in WordPress and CRM systems, she has honed the skill seamlessly integrating digital tools to empower businesses, ensuring they reach their peak efficiency and harmony. Whether through hands-on tech training or her impeccable done-for-you services, Anahita's guidance is a beacon through the maze of digital complexities, turning them into powerful assets for any venture. Get ready to embark on a journey of tech enlightenment as we dive into Anahita's transformative insights and strategies. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment to support more incredible entrepreneurs like Anahita on our show. And thank you so much for being here today, Anahita. It is such a pleasure to have you. And I am so curious, what inspired you to focus on simplifying technology for non-techie entrepreneurs? And how did you discover this niche within the community?
Wow, thank you for having me. This was a very happy accident, actually, because technology always came very easy to me. I know it can't be genetic, but I call it genetic because from the day that I was introduced to computers, and I'm dating myself, I wasn't like a kid when I was introduced. I was well into my 20s, close to 30s when I was introduced to internet and computers, but it all came very easy to me. And I thought it's like that for everyone. Until last September, I joined a course to create digital courses for the other business that I had before. And I went to this tech Q&A call on the course, and I thought, oh, I know everything. Why should I be there? Let's go and network. And I saw that in this group chat that was like it was a Facebook group with 4,000 people in it. And most of the people were frustrated, overwhelmed. And you could feel their pain when they were asking their questions. They had no idea how to get this course in online, like have it shipped. And I was sitting there and I'm thinking, I thought that this came easy to everybody, and started helping out in the chat and then connecting with a few people after. And this one lady that I helped her redo her website, poor thing, she spent $1,000 having somebody overseas build her website. And I looked at her website and it had all the gibberish typing in it, gibberish language in it. Like it was the default of whatever template that the guy used. I helped her to set up her website and stuff like that. And she told me, when I talk to you, I understand technology. You give me it in simple English. And I thought to myself, okay. And then when I looked back, I noticed that, yeah, from 2008 that I started my businesses and I created my website, I was helping a lot of clients, a lot of friends, colleagues with their tech, thinking, oh, this is something that everybody knows and everybody does. So that's how I got into simplifying tech because, well, let's face it, we all need it these days, right?
Yes. Absolutely. And, I think you said something so valuable there because a lot of times we might have something that comes very easy to us, but it's very challenging for other people, whether it's tech, building relationships, whatever it may be. But sometimes we don't even realize the gifts that we have. And your gift was hey, this is so easy, and now helping so many other people that struggle with it, especially tech. Because I run into a lot of people, especially like even my parents, they've gotten better with tech, but when you're building a business, it's so important to have an online presence and have digital aspect to your business. And can you share a pivotal moment in your entrepreneurial journey where you realize the importance of seamlessly integrating digital tools for the business and how it's shaped your approach moving forward?
I don't know if you call it a failure moment, but I call it a learning moment. Back in the thick of COVID, when everything was closed, my then company, GoGo Bags, we quickly switched to making reusable masks and providing reusable masks. We were doing reusable bags, cotton form. So we had the fabric, we had all the infrastructure in place. Quickly, we switched to making reusable masks. And guess what? Not that many companies in Canada were doing that. It was a handful of us, the whole Canada, and we were picked by, I'm in British Columbia, we were picked by Ontario Health on the other side of the country as one of the go-to companies that provides reusable masks to Canadians. And guess how much traffic my website got? So much. At one point, I had about 2,000 orders a day. That's a lot of orders that I was managing. Let's not talk about the managing the orders on your own in COVID. But unfortunately, I didn't have that mindset, that insight to have a way of capturing people's emails on my website.
Yeah.
So the traffic, I got those to people that ordered, I could email those. But the people who came to my website and they didn't make a purchase, there were tons of them. There were thousands of them on a daily basis. Like our chart, our analytics show like exponential up and down. Like it was amazing. But I didn't have the insight to have a proper lead magnet, something that captures these people's emails, those that are aligned with my business. So then after I could connect with them. So that after, when I changed my business, I still could go to those people and say, hey, I'm so and so, and I changed my business. Do you want to come with me to this new business? You know, this is something that this is an oversight that I didn't have that then. Learned the hard way, but now I'm committed not to let anyone else feel that way.
Oh, I love this because I think it's so valuable what you're saying. And I finally like realized after many years in the world of entrepreneurship how important it is to capture emails or be able to reach back out to potential customers or just building those relationships and fostering them. And that's just such a key element and example that you shared of all the people that were coming to your website, but you weren't able to capture that potential lead or be able to help them in a different business or a different capacity. And a lot of people, I think, do, well, maybe not a lot, but from my experience and all the people I've spoken to, have been resistant to like email marketing or being able to have a way or a tangible aspect and tool. And that's the perfect example of how that can get lost. And I'm curious because a lot of people in working on the digital space and whatnot, what are some of the common challenges when you're guiding entrepreneurs through digital technology? What are some of the obstacles that they have to overcome in that process?
They have to overcome what I call the Google DIY.
Tell me more.
Because I feel a lot of entrepreneurs wasting their time trying to figure out the tech on their own, Googling, researching, and I'm not against that. If you're good with tech, that's the way to go. That's absolutely the way to go. But if you have doubts, if you're on the right path, if you're not very comfortable with your technology, your digital tools and everything, having somebody hold your hand and teach you where to go or do the quick research for you will save a lot of time, heartache, and I'm telling you, a lot of money. Because what I see a lot of entrepreneurs, most of the time, especially female entrepreneurs, they do their tech research at the end of the night when everybody's in bed, when the kitchen is clean, and they're tired. They get overwhelmed. And these different digital tools, they say, oh, you can't do this because of that. You have to pay this much money. You have to sign up for that. You have to sign up for this. And it seems like a low amount. $36 a month won't kill anybody. It seems like that. And they sign up for it without knowing that this per se service probably overlapping with the other service that they already are paying for. And they could, instead of paying $36, they could upgrade the other service for $10 extra a month. And these services that we pay on a monthly basis, we kind of stick with it for the duration of the business that we have. So it's not just $36 a month. It's $36, 12 months this year, and the next year, and the next year, and until you decide to cancel that service. So these are the tiny little things that will hit the bottom line.
Absolutely. Because you don't factor in how much it's costing you over time. It's like, okay, $36 is a drop in the bucket, like a month, because it's a small amount, but that small amount adds up. And especially if you're looking for speed and to really prioritize your time. And that's where I'm curious, because you do a lot with tech training, but also providing done for you services. And both of those things can be really demanding. How do you prioritize your time to ensure delivering maximum value to your clients in both areas?
That's a very good question. I use a service called ClickUp. I don't know if it's okay if I say this service. I'm not affiliated with it. I'm using their free version right now. But I do a lot of planning. And what I do is that I have a lot of cheat sheets. I have a lot of cheat sheets so that whatever I do, I capture and I save it there. So that when I want something, I can go back and quickly copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. I used to work in this financial advisor company, and I was an assistant. My manager, the office manager, would come to me and say, how come I don't see you typing, clicking, but how come you're faster than me with filling up forms and doing all these other things? I don't understand why you're so fast. I said, because I don't type. I type once and then I copy paste the rest of the time. So that's what I do when I find a nice piece of code that I can repurpose. It goes into ClickUp. If I like resources, quick, easy, nothing should be hard to get things done. Most of my time is spent on training because I love teaching people to be able to do this for themselves. It's not rocket science. It feels like a rocket science, but it's not rocket science. And I feel all entrepreneurs, they need and they're supposed to know their tech. It's okay if they learn it and then they want to give it to me to do it. But they need to be able to take control of their digital tools and digital assets at any time in point.
Yes. That's very powerful, because I know even when I first started my channel, I was like, I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to do any of this. My husband started like the editing and then he showed me and I was like so overwhelmed because I'm like, I've never done this before. This is all new to me. But as soon as I just learned the process, then it became so much easier. And now I have an amazing editor and I know what to look for because I did it for 2 years myself. And I see like, okay, this is how long it should take. Some might take a little bit longer based off other things, but you can pick up at any point. And I've had to in the process of switching in and out of editors and whatnot. But I think it's just such a valuable asset when we know what we're doing and know what to look for. Even if we don't want to do it, there's a lot of things I don't want to do, but at least in the knowledge base.
Absolutely. Like, God forbid, what happens if you have to put something out there and your editor is sick and it can't work? So what do? You sit there and say, hey, I can't put this video out because my editor was sick, or you have to pick up and start editing yourself. It's exactly the same with your website, with your funnel, with everything that we do online and digitally.
Absolutely. And even with what you were mentioning earlier of the client that had hired somebody out overseas and it was like gibberish that was there. I'm curious because I know you have such an extensive experience with WordPress and CRM systems. What advice would you give entrepreneurs who are starting to explore these platforms for their businesses?
I actually have a free resource that teaches people how to pick the right email marketing service for their business, which points out to this, that you have to know your business and your business needs first. And now we have the blessing of ChatGPT under our fingertips. So you can go and say, hey, this is my needs. These are the must-haves in my business for my website, for my CRM, whatever. Give me the best companies that do this and then compare them. There are so many different tools available. And most of these tools, interestingly, they look different, but they almost all the time do the same thing. They're like barely different. When people book their training session with me, I just ask beforehand, okay, so what is this platform? They always say, so how do you know all these platforms? I say, well, I don't know all of these platforms. But when you tell me, like, I'm working with this company, I just quickly go in, register for their free trial, look what's happening, and quickly know where to go because they're always the same. And it comes easy to me because it's easy to me, but it could seem very complicated to somebody else, right? But yeah, when they want to choose their platform should fit within their business ecosystem. Does it integrate with their other existing tools? If you go and get the best tool in the market, but it doesn't work with the rest of your tools, it's useless. And we want to make things automated, so that we have more time to do the things that we love to do, and it's more impactful to the work that we do. So integration is number one.
Oh, my mind's blown right now because it's so interesting what you're saying, because I know you work with a lot of different tools. And it's one of the questions I've been asking a lot lately is what are the tools you use on the back end? But you just brought up such like a key element that I didn't really think of. And I know this, but I didn't really think of it when it comes to the integration piece, because it depends on your business type, what you're using it for, what you need. And that's really going to determine which platform you use. There's not a right, like one size fits all. I know that, but I love how you put that. It really encompasses everything when it comes to each business is so unique, and knowing what platform is going to be the easiest for you to use, but that integrates everything that you need based off of your business needs. And if you're just starting your business versus scaling it and growing, but there's upgraded services and other things along those lines. Because you are exposed to so many different tools, though, I'm curious what outside of ClickUp, which you already mentioned, is there any other tools that you use that has been really beneficial for your growth in your business?
Say for organization, I would use ClickUp or any project management. Like, as I said, most of them are the same. ClickUp has a learning curve that when you learn it, it becomes very easy. For communication, I use Slack. It's very easy and very straightforward for clients that are even non-techie be able to use it and communicate with you. And at the moment, I've been through lots of CRM programs. At the moment, I'm using System.io, which is a newer platform.
Yeah.
They still have a lot to work on it. I have to say it's not perfect. It doesn't have all the integration that I mentioned, but I was able to kind of go through the back door and connect it with my WordPress website. So what I like about this system is that it makes affiliate programs work seamlessly. So every person who comes into your contact automatically get an affiliate link. And when they share anything from your ecosystem, they will be noted. You will notice who shared what, and you will be able to reciprocate or thank them, or even if you have like an affiliate program in place that gives them a percentage or something, that is the most seamless and easy affiliate program that I've seen. That's the only reason I'm in that program. I'm using that program.
It makes life easier, right?
Yeah, makes that portion of things easier. Does the calculation, you can even set it up to automatically pay affiliates on the dot. So yeah.
Yeah, just having things in one place, I think just decreases the complications that happen or the complexities, because it can be very overwhelming, especially if somebody's non-techie versus techie. It's just that making life easier because you know it's all in one place, you can find it, versus being like all over the place. Like my brain works in organization. If it's not organized, I'm just like, I can't handle it. I need it organized. But I'm gonna look into that now. Thank you.
Yeah. I would say in general for non-techie, there are 4 different systems that they need. One, it's their website. Then it's a project management program that they can store all their files and all their notes and everything in there and organize it properly. And it's a communication system that if they're in communication on a regular basis with their clients, if they're not, an email or text will be fine. That's okay too. So they don't need that communication section. And then it's an CRM system or an email marketing platform. So the system.io that I mentioned works as both. It's a CRM system. It has the affiliation in it and it has the email. But if they don't do the affiliation, any email marketing system will do. But yeah, I wouldn't include everything in a website though.
Today's episode is sponsored by the Start Here conference.
Hey there, fabulous folks. Welcome to the Start Here conference, where the fun begins and success stories unfold.
Yep, you heard it right. We're here to kickstart your journey with a big dose of energy and a sprinkle of magic.
Picture this, a place where inspiration flows, connections bloom, and dreams take flight.
At Start Here, we're all about keeping it real and having a blast while doing it.
No stuffy suits or boring speeches here, just good vibes and endless possibilities.
So whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just dipping your toes in the water, there's something here for everyone.
From incredible breakout sessions to a dance party that'll have you jumping out your seats and showing us your best moves, this event will have it all.
And hey, did we mention the food? Delicious bites and refreshing drinks to keep you fueled up and ready to conquer the world.
So what are you waiting for? Grab your ticket, bring your sparkle, let's make some magic happen at the Start Here conference.
And now back to the show.
So there are, like, I know press website can include your course, can include your email marketing and all of those things. But all of these brings your website speed down because it's a lot of things stored in the same place. So you want your website for SEO purposes to be fast and quick and running smoothly. You want the least amount of content stored on your website to do so.
That makes so much sense, because if you think about it, the people that are going to stay on your website, if they're able to get to the next website really quickly or next page, versus if it's taking long to load, I know people will just be like, okay, forget it. I'm not going to even look. I'll find something else. I've seen people do that. I've done that personally, but that's such a good point to have it separate so it's not taking up that time for the SEO and the loading of the website, the fast aspect of it.
Yeah. So all the necessary things that people need to know to make a purchase, and your products and services that needs to be purchased should be on your website. But if you're offering a course, it should be somewhere else. All the email marketing, everything else should be somewhere else, because it's not direct sell for you. It's your website is like the window to your brick and mortar store.
Yes, I like how you put that. That's exactly what it is, though. It really is.
Yeah.
And, because technology is just changing so fast all the time. There's always updates, changes in social media, everything along those lines. But how do you, in particular, stay updated with the latest trends and advancements to ensure that you're offering cutting edge solutions to your clients?
Learning workshops, webinars. I read everything that comes to mind, like to my email box. And I don't know, sadly or happily to say, ChatGPT. I do a lot of research there and I ask all the latest. I pay monthly to have the ChatGPT that does the research for you so I can save time that way and get so many answers so quickly. Yeah, so that's one thing that saves me a lot of time.
I love chat. I use it on a daily basis. It just saves so much time and energy because it's just getting you started, because you might have writer's block or like thinking of ideas for content or just the latest trends and doing some of the research for you and being able to amplify how much more you can impact people by having that information so then you can apply it to your clientele as well. I think that's amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Being productive, right?
Yeah.
And efficient. And, I know you've worked with so many different types of clients over the years, but can you share a success story of a client who's experienced significant growth or transformation as a result of your tech training and services? And what are some of the key factors that contributed to their success?
I had a client very much overwhelmed with the course that they wanted to put out there and this landing page and lead magnet and all the other things that goes out into promoting a course. And she didn't have the budget to have somebody do all of these things. So we got on a training call. And first of all, I saved her a lot of money by telling her, no, you don't need this like high-end program that they're selling for, I don't know, $100 a month or something, just to have your course out there. That program is perfect for somebody who has so many courses and it's not just starting. But to start with, you can do, like I gave her the steps and the programs that are either cheaper or actually free. That's set aside. So we set up her tech tool that she could go to and then taught her how to use that to be able to do all of this. My God, her face after our session, it was like calm, bright. She could now see the future. And yeah, she was very happy. And she went out to create a wonderful course without the stress of building that promotional thing online. So that is one thing. And the other thing that I am happy and proud of, a friend of mine, she asked me to go to her group. She has a program that teaches people how to set up, and this background is designed by her as well, set up their Zoom background as well. And she asked me to go to her group and teach them about backing up their systems, how to back up their files and pictures and everything. And I created a short course. It was like a 2-hour course. It was very hands-on, and I really enjoyed teaching that course to this amazing group of people, which turned out to her having me in her group for her tech coach. I don't call myself tech coach, but she calls me tech coach, and I take it.
I love it. What two beautiful examples. First, with the first client, being able to really help her see what she needed versus just giving her extra things that she might have not needed, or having this high price ticket course that she was looking at prior to what she truly needed. And that's it. Like, I feel like your heart is just so in it to be able to help people really see that it doesn't have to be so overwhelming. It can be very simplified, and showing them the process to be able to do what's right for them and their business wherever they're at. So she was just starting out. She didn't need all the other things. Eventually, when she grows and scales, she would, if she wants to go that way. And then
Absolutely.
even for the other friend that I worked with, I love the background. It's beautiful, by the way. So she did a great job. But being able to teach and have these courses to be able to impact more people. And that's even why I started this channel, was to have more impact and elevate voices like yourself that are doing so many amazing things in this world in different industries, different areas. And I'm curious because I know you've created so many different courses, and right now you have a course as well, which is called From Zero Funnel Hero, if I'm saying that right. Did I say that right? Maybe not.
From zero to funnel hero.
I forgot the two. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
So, yes, a lot of people know how to build their lead magnets and how to create their funnels, but it's a daunting job and they put it in the back burner. They don't get into it. And a lot of people are confused. What is a lead magnet? What is the combination? Like, what is the relationship with a lead magnet and a landing page? And what happens when people click on this landing page? So this course, From Zero to Funnel Hero, it's a hands-on course that people come to the group, and it's a small group because I get to work one-on-one with everyone. They will share their screen and they will share their lead magnet and their landing page. So we built from ideation to completion a lead magnet. And then we moved to build the landing page. And of course, all the systems that goes into it, they either have it and we optimize those systems, or if they don't have it, I will help them to choose the right platform for their work. And then at the end, we will build the automation and all the emails, the nurture emails that has to go with that landing page. And that is From Zero to Funnel Hero.
I love it. It's so necessary because I think that step is often missed. I know I missed that multiple times, multiple businesses. Now I finally got the hang of it after not doing it. But I think that's just something that's so key when you're building a solid foundation of your business, is to have something people can opt into, providing value, but then also following up with email so you stay top of mind, and having that all laid out so when they start, it feels a little less overwhelming when people start flooding the gates. Hopefully that's the goal, right? For every business.
That's the goal. That's the goal. So I help with most of the tech portions and a little bit of marketing tips, but they bring all the other, content and graphics and everything comes from them. Yeah.
I believe it. And it all comes together so beautifully. It's not one person doing everything, but being able to have a solid foundation of it and continue to build upon that, because I think that's huge. They have the ideas, but it's executing those ideas in a tech format.
Absolutely.
Which can be challenging, especially when you're starting out. Even if you know tech, but it's different when it's a business versus, okay, I'm just scrolling and posting on social media versus actually creating a business.
Yeah. And even for me, that it comes easy to me, I always find something more important to do than build that funnel or that email nurture, because there is always, like they say, when you organize your work, it's either important but not urgent, urgent but not important. So we always head to the work that is either urgent, or it feels like, oh, I have to do this, or it gets me to money now, versus that building that foundation to bring me money every day. So yeah, we always put that on the back burner. Even I do that.
Yeah. And I think it's human nature, because we live in a society that's instant gratification. We want that. We want to see things are working. But from when I was an employee to an employer mindset, that was a huge shift for myself. But it's just kind of going back to what you were saying, is when you are building something, you're building a business, building a brand, it all kind of ties in together, I believe. But when you're building that, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time and energy and effort. And it's really challenging when money might be a little bit tight and you're like, I need this sale, I need this. It's like a desperation versus abundance mindset. And that was something I had to learn. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs starting out have to learn that the hard way sometimes, not always.
Yeah, and I think that's something you have to learn and relearn as you grow. Because, yeah, we have like, let's not get into money mindset.
We'll be here all day.
We'll be here all day, but it's we always have it, and it's always something that we have to overcome.
Absolutely. And outside of the money mindset, what are some of the lessons that you've learned starting your business? Because I know you've been in business for a long time and it hasn't been an overnight success or anything like that. But what were some of the key lessons that you've learned? I know you've touched on a few earlier, but is there anything else that you think is important for other entrepreneurs to know?
Find your people. Find a like-minded group of people that can hold your hand and raise you up when you're in thick of things and you can see straight for yourself. Because running a business is not easy. It's not easy. It's up and down. A lot of self-growth goes into running a business for your own. And having the right people around you, and maybe having a coach or a mentor next to you so they can guide you, because they can guide you to get where you want to go sooner and with more ease and grace. We all will get to where we want to go. But for some of us, we kind of go this and this and this and this and finally get there by trying to DIY things. And for some, they have the courage to call somebody and ask them, hey, you did this, I want to do it. Can you teach me how? And yes, sometimes it's free and sometimes you have to pay for it. But they say you pay what you get.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's kind of a catch 2020 when you're starting, because you don't have the money, but sometimes you have to spend. And I'm saying this with the most love for everyone that start their business. When you want to spend your money for a coach or a trainer, just do your research. Make sure that it's the right fit, because sometimes the money we don't have, we spend on the wrong coach. Not that that coach is a bad coach, but not every system works for everyone. Not every person is for everyone. So do your research before taking out your credit card.
Oh, I love that you said this, because you're right. There's so many people out there, and vet them. Make sure you do your research. I know I've had coaches that were not the right fit for me, not that they were bad or anything like that. They just were not what I really truly needed when I was starting. And it was a significant amount of money when I wasn't bringing in any money. And that can be really terrifying. But reading reviews, talking, maybe even reaching out to the people that have worked with that person to just find out, do your research, be thorough, because if you're spending a lot of money, make sure it is the right fit. So I'm so glad you brought that up. I think there's so much validity to that. And also that circle. Who is in your circle? That's being your cheerleader. There's gonna be people that are the naysayers that might not agree with what you're doing or understand it, but it doesn't mean that it's the wrong step for you. It might just, they don't see it just yet of what you can accomplish or going in a different direction than maybe what you've done previously. But I think it's just giving yourself grace, like you mentioned as well, and having that community that's going to uplift you. Additionally to that, the mentor piece, I love when everybody brings this up, because I feel like that is such a key element to your success. Whether it's a mentor that actually you meet with and speak with, or it can be from what you hear, like on a podcast, books, because mentors are reachable. Even if you can't afford them, you can still have somebody who is going to, can help you, or even what you mentioned as well. Some people might help you for free in the beginning, others might charge, but just knowing that there's so many different options, don't limit yourself because of maybe what you hear or letting the money mindset hold you back.
Absolutely. Nowadays, there are books and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
podcasts, so many different ways that we can learn from our mentors. And something else that you mentioned, and it reminded me about coaching, about hiring a coach. Don't be afraid to let your coach go too, because we outgrow our coaches. So staying in a coaching relationship longer, it's not helping anybody.
Yeah.
And to see if a coach is actually a right fit or not, you can actually be honest and tell them, hey, I'm not 100% sure if you're right for me or not. How about instead of signing this, I don't know, 6 months program, we'll try 3 sessions. And I feel like after 3 sessions, I should be able to know if this is a good fit. This could be because, like, I've been in a coaching relationship that, interestingly, I would be very excited in the call, and she would tell me to do things, this, that, like, these are the things that you have to do. And I would hang up the call and say, yeah, that doesn't work for me. So that was waste of money. Because if I can't do what my coach says or what my mentor says, I'm standing still, just paying somebody to tell me things that I'm not going to do. So if you are paying for a coach, make sure that you actually do the things that they tell you.
Oh, that's a really good point. Because I do think, like, when I was a former therapist and former coach with therapy, a lot of times the first session, a client would be hesitant. I'm like, if this isn't the right fit, I will give you referrals to another therapist, because it's kind of like dating. You figure out which person is the right one before you marry them, hopefully. But that's the goal. And I think with coaching, you evolve as well. And as you're growing, you're learning from them. And maybe that was just their 3 sessions was enough to realize, okay, this is not the right fit for either of us, because it might not be the right client for the coach, vice versa.
Absolutely.
But I think it's giving that space to explore that. Not every coach will do that, but I think it's looking at it. If that option's available, then you don't feel so heavy if you're spending so much money and you're like, oh, this is not the right fit. You're wasting time, energy, where you could be serving your potential clients and the community that you want to faster if you're not standstill, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Good point. Huh, loving this conversation. But looking ahead, I know you've accomplished a lot. You're still accomplishing so much and will continue. But what are some of your future goals and aspirations for the next few years?
I really would like to have my own marketing agency, in a sense that we have extensive trainings that all entrepreneurs with different budgets can use that, plus very strong done for you services, and kind of get this social media thing figured out for everyone.
I like it. I see it. I'm like, why don't we have that already? It's in your blood.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. And I think to your point, it's just there's so much access to learning it, but not everyone knows the right resources to find or knows what to even start with, because it becomes so overwhelming if they've never done it, or just which direction to go that makes sense for them and their potential business or business that they're building.
Yeah.
I love this goal. I can't wait for it to happen.
Well, we'll see. We'll manifest it. It's here.
That's what
It's
we're
out
doing.
there to the universe.
Yes, exactly. Today, as of today.
Yeah, as of today.
Oh, I love it. But Anahita, thank you so much for all your insights today. I know you are a wealth of knowledge. You have so much more to give, but I appreciate everything you did give today. Where can people find you, find your services? We're going to link everything below, but if you could let us know too.
Yeah, askanahita.com, and all my social media platforms is Ask Anahita as well. So very easy to find me. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and LinkedIn.
You're everywhere. Well, make sure to follow Anahita. Thank you so much, Anahita. Again, I'm just so grateful for you to come on and share your journey with us and how you're helping so many individuals feel less overwhelmed and have things be more simple when it comes to tech, even if they're not techie.
Thank you very much. It was wonderful talking to you, and I hope that I brought some value to your channel. And thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment below what was the biggest takeaway from Anahita today. I'm sure she would love to see that comment, and we'll see you on the next episode.